What's going on, everybody? Med Ronin here from Nerd Faction, and today I'm gonna show you all a little bit about manga. Alright, so I'm not a professional mangaka, which is what you term a person who makes manga, draws manga, whatever you want to say. That's a term that you use to describe them. I'm not a professional, I'm just here to give you a few tips and pointers, maybe show you how you can at least make it to the level I'm at if you're not already at my level or further. Now, I just like to take the time to say that I'm going to try and go in depth with these tutorials. Like most tutorials, they show you, well, they said they're going to show you step by step how to get from point A to point Z, but sometimes I've seen in videos, they'll say, okay, now you draw this line here and connect it to this line. Well, I'm going to show you how to get from point A to B to C to D, etc., all the way to point Z. I'm not going to take any shortcuts, no time lapse or anything. These are going to be full videos just so you can follow me step by step and make your way to a full figure picture. That being said, what I plan on doing is taking you from top to bottom, like from head to toe. That's how I'm going to be doing these tutorials. For our first video, which is now, I'm going to show you how to make the head shape. I know you all have noticed this penny that I've had on the screen for all this time, wondering why the hell that is even there. Well, I'm going to tell you. It's the way that I begin most of my drawings. That's right. 1 cent. It's not much money. You're probably thinking, oh man, I gotta go out there and spend a bunch of money and stuff. No, I mean, look at this. This is how I began most of my drawings. 1 cent. Now, the first video, which is now, I'm going to show you just for the moment how to make the head shape. Now, I've seen various ways of making the head shape. Various ways, I mean. I cannot even count the number of ways I've seen to make the head shape. Like, I guess I'll start off with the first one. Like I said, I'm not a manga professional, so like you, I've been searching for a way to better myself. Now, one way that I saw was in a book called Manga for Dummies. Now, I'm not a dummy or anything, people, I mean, but if it says manga for dummies, that means that they're going to make it simplistic for people to draw. Now, some of the tools that you're going to need are a ruler and, as you see here, a pencil. It doesn't matter what kind of pencil or ruler you have. I mean, a good artist can draw with anything that they have, anything that at their disposal. I mean, hell, they could take a bottle of mustard and draw with that if they were good enough. But the way that I saw in Manga for Dummies is this. They started out with, I believe it was 5 lines. So just go ahead and draw your 5 lines. Go ahead and do this. Like I said, I'm not going to time lapse this, just so you all can get a good understanding of what I'm doing. Okay, that's 2. I know. You can all count. I'm sorry. Alright. 2 more. Now, the line spacing doesn't have to be perfect. That's just me. I'm a little picky with my drawings and things. like I have torn up so many drawings because after I start drawing them, I look back at them and I'm just like, what did I do here? What was I thinking? Now I believe this is the way that each one started. Now the way that I saw it was they listed each line A through E. So let's go ahead and do that. B, C, D, and E. There we are. Have my listings A through E. Now after that, what they really did was they showed you 3 different views of drawing the head shape, but for just right now, I'm going to show you one view. I'm going to start with the side, not with the side, but with the 3/4 view. That's what I'm going to start out with, which is alright, with the 3/4 view, first off, you start out with a circle. Now your circle doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah, that's why I usually start out with this penny, because like I said, I'm picky. I do like my circles to be perfect, but you don't have to do that. Now after you draw your circle, you're going to draw a line, not directly down the center. Not directly down the center, folks. This picture may be out of view for you all, so I'm just gonna slide this forward just a little bit, you know. Just gonna slide it forward. I hope that's better for you all. Just gonna, not directly down the center like I said, but kind of to the side, slightly to the side of where you would draw a center line. Just kind of drop a line down there. Now it doesn't have to be a dark line, but just for you all, I'm going to darken it a bit just so you can see it. Now after you do that, what you're gonna want to do is, let me bring this in closer for you all. Alright, what you're gonna want to do is now this first line, it took me a while to figure it out, but what the drawing for dummies tells you is to drop this first line to, let's see, how did they explain it in Manga for Dummies, to line D. See line D right here? They tell you to drop this line, they tell you to drop a line from point C to point D, a curved line. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Going to just drop kind of a curved line right there, and then they tell you to stop. Actually, they tell you to go a little bit past point D, so let's do that, correct it a little bit, and then from there they tell you to, I wouldn't necessarily call this next line a straight line, but it's pretty straight, but it's kind of curved. I know that makes no sense, but you're gonna see once I actually make it. Just kind of it's kind of straight, but it's not. So there you are. And then let's go ahead and get to the other side. Now a lot of people, they want to get into all the detail and things like dropping in the ear. You can do that. Manga for Dummies shows us that you can. How they show you is that they show you to basically make a curved line kind of like right here, and it's going to reach down to point D. It's a little bit below line C. That's where it starts, and then it reaches down to point D. Unlike the side of the face line, it does not go past point D, it just connects with it. Now from there, now there are different ear shapes, folks, but I'm just going to draw a basic rounded ear for right now. Boom. It's not a pretty ear. Man, it's actually really not a pretty ear. I'm going to erase that. Alright. Let's go ahead and fix this ear up a little bit. God. This is where that pickiness I was telling you guys about comes in. Like, oh man, that ear looks just hideous to me right now. I mean, it's not hideous, but it's so big. Alright. That ear's still a little weird looking for this head, but that can all be fixed later. Now, from the ear they show us, actually they don't even start at the ear from this point. They really go from the bottom. Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Yeah, I just did that. They go from the you know what, this next part in Manga for Dummies kind of confused me. They actually do go from the ear. You see this little point here? I'm just gonna draw a little dot right there. That little point at the bottom of the ear, they take it from there, really kind of drop down this little almost straight line, I'd say. Yeah, it's almost straight, and then they make another line to curve around to it. I'm gonna get rid of that point. I know what you're saying, man, this head shape looks a little bulky. It's because, like, I tried to do it the way Manga for Dummies shows, but it doesn't look like I'm doing very well, but hopefully I'm helping you all out. Let's go ahead and correct this. Drop down a line, and then there we go. Let's not erase it, but kind of, yeah, okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. But now that's a head shape. Now, depending on what gender you do, the head shape will change, and I'm going to go more in depth about that as we do these tutorials. But to finish off this pic that I'm showing you right now, let's go ahead and drop down the neck. The neck can extend past point E, and then the other one. Now, I've seen the neck done different ways. Like, this part is usually always the same, just like a curved line. Actually, it's really like this line over here where it said it's straight but slightly curved. That's how this line is right now. Like, you see, it starts out, supposed to start out straight, but it's kind of curved, and it drops below point E, like I said. And this other line, I've seen this different ways. Some people, they draw it from right here, like from the very mid, like the chin level, they draw it from there. But this head shape that I've drawn for you guys actually looks kind of masculine, so yeah, that's another thing I've seen between males and females. I said I wasn't gonna go into gender separation right now, but I guess I have. But for males and females, I've seen more for female necks that they tend to be closer to that chin line, giving them a skinnier neck, which in a lot of civilizations, a small neck is considered a sign of beauty. So, I mean, that's my understanding of why the neck would be drawn close to that chin level. But I've also seen it to where, like, the line, it goes from a bit past that chin level, like so. Now, after you draw that neck, I'm gonna go ahead and just draw a shoulder, just get that out the way.